Hello, how you doing? I hope you're having a good evening, good day out there, wherever you see this video. Well, I got a video that this man made a good point about society. What's going on with men, and you're a man, you're gonna agree with what he's about to say, because it's really he's really right on point.
Welcome back, tribe. I have another interesting one here. A small channel, the After Pill. Doesn't have 5K subs, but someone sent in this video with 41K views saying men are relaxing as it all collapses.
Men are relaxing and exiling themselves out of society and just watching it collapse. And it's going to get worse, much worse, as the years go by. If you pay attention to the news, pay attention to the media, many men are not in the workforce.
Yep.
Many men are not getting married. Many men are not approaching women.
Yeah, not having sex. 40% of men in the last year, apparently, according to statistics.
Many men are just saying, to hell with it. They're not putting up a fight. They're not fighting back. Many men just, quite frankly, don't care. And that's bad. That's bad. Well, it's bad for society. And it's definitely bad for the American society.
Well,
right? If you have a bunch of men who are not working, who's going to carry on the infrastructure of society? Who's going to fight the wars of society? Right? Who's going to pick the women up when they fall down in society?
Nobody. You can't even save somebody on the subway because you might strangle a guy too hard, or he had a knife and you pulled out a gun and you shot him. And we've seen the headlines when men step in to be good Samaritans and help somebody, and it really backfires on you. That one guy on the subway, he choked a dude, he called an alt-right, far-right extremist, white supremacist, some crazy shit like that. But you're just being a good person. Somebody was tweaking out on the subway, threatening people. It doesn't matter what their skin color was. What the dude was drugged out of his mind. You're just stepping in to be a good Samaritan. Why did they make it a race thing? Always on the left. But regardless, men are being taught, don't step in, don't put yourself at risk. It's not worth it.
Right? And it seems like society wants men to do every single thing with no return on investment at all.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is equal, right? Men and women are equal, right? But why isn't the courts reflecting that? Why isn't the courts reflecting that? Why isn't the military reflecting that? Why isn't the child custody courts reflecting that?
They are. They lower the standards for women. They make it easier for them to get through the door. They implemented DEI, diversity and inclusion. Simply because you're a woman applying for the position gives you the right above a man with merit who's probably overqualified for the position, but they can't hire him simply because he's a man. They need more women in the workforce, of course. Wow. Or we have funny shit like female cops, ridiculous. Female firefighters, ridiculous. Their standards, ridiculous. It's different from the men's. You're welcome to apply for the position, but you need to be held to the same standard if we're going to be talking about equality. That's never the case.
All the hard jobs.
And they wanted to, it keeps reminding me of this, like women wanted to be in special forces, and all the fembots were saying that they need to lower the standards to be more inclusive. They need to lower the standards to include more women. The standards were sexist. Imagine that.
The infrastructure jobs, the construction workers, the builders, the engineers, the plumbers, electricians, the men who get shitted on in society. Why is that still the majority men?
What if I told you that there's no such thing as no internet connection and that unlimited data actually doesn't cost?
Anybody answer me that? It's not.
Because only men deserve dirty jobs. Women want to be in pampered offices with air conditioning in the CEO suite if they could. Want to be the leaders in driving society without putting in the work for it. You got hired because what was in between your legs, and then you expect everybody to treat you like a princess and uplift you over to executive positions when you're completely incompetent, but the only reason you're there is because they have a quota to fill. That's the brutal truth. I mean, it's gotten to the point where like calling someone a DEI hire now is like a derogatory.
Not discrimination. It's not because they say women can't do it. It's not because of any of that.
They don't
It's
want to.
because women simply don't want to do it, and quite frankly, can't do a lot of that hard, labor.
Well, they think they're too good for all that stuff. That's what the men should be relegated to: digging ditches, pulling up power lines,
This work.
roofing, construction, cementing. Yeah, you do the roads, all that stuff. Those lowly jobs that require back-breaking labor, too good for that.
They can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to tell us we're the problem in society. Men are so dangerous, right? They'd rather choose the bear. They'd rather choose the bear than the man. Men are such a detriment to society, not contributing, not doing anything, right? Well, now, women and society are going to get what they wished for. They're going to get what their worst fears are, especially in a country like America. So you just have men, they're working, they're minding their business, they're not trying to bother anybody. They're not trying to be bothered with women at all, long-term relationships at least. Right? And that's a problem. Who's gonna feed the system?
Women and the debt bubble.
If this path continues, who's gonna feed the system? The system
Women, debt bubbles, and war. Guess what the three things are in society today that's destroying the middle class?
is bound to collapse because why? Women cannot hold this system together by themselves. We understand that. Men have always understood it. But now, men just don't give a fuck. Men do not care anymore. And I understand, I advocate for men to be the best man you can and, go out and make as much money as you can, get in the best shape of your life. And you have men out there who's doing it. But they're getting in shape, getting their money, and they're getting the hell up out of here. That's what's going on. So you have a group of men who are just, you have the group of men who are lazy, who just like fuck society, man.
Yeah.
I can't get a woman. They want Chads, they want Tyrones. I'm not about to marry, the leftovers. So you have those men who just like, man, there's no sense of what am I working for? What am I working towards? Just to pay into a system that doesn't appreciate me, that just says, I'm nothing, who incentivize women to do whatever the hell they want to. Nah. So you have those group of men who just say, fuck it. Fuck it. And then you have another group of men who, like I just said, who are in the gym, getting into the best shape of their life, who's eating healthy, getting their mental health good, getting their physical health good, getting their emotional health good, getting their spiritual health good, getting their financial health good. You have those men over there who getting all the ducks lined in a row. And as soon as they make enough money, as soon as they hit that sweet spot, they're on the first thing smoking to the Philippines. They're on the first thing smoking to Dominican Republic. They're on the first thing smoking to Puerto Rico. They're on the first thing smoking to Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Men are done.
Yeah.
And when it comes to politics, the left nor the right is really addressing men's issues.
Thank you. Someone said it.
Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about the high suicide rates. Nobody's really talking about men leaving the country and going to live simple lives somewhere else in another country. Right? Nobody's talking about MGTOW. Nobody's talking about any of this stuff.
Yep.
Neither the left nor the right. Politics in this country is a joke, and nobody's addressing the real problems in society.
I've always told you guys, red or blue, they don't care about you. It's really true. No matter who you vote, they're not going to help you. They take political donations. They suck off the same corporations. The same corporations fund their finances and their campaigns and all the donations and everything that makes them able to compete against the other side. And once they get into power, status quo resumes. Nothing changed. How many campaign promises do you think Team Red and Team Blue have made already? And of those promises, how many do you think will be in legislation to get changed? Let me tell you, nothing. Not one. You will get nothing. The only things that will change is what the elites want to change. And I'm not saying that's some conspiracy nut shit. I'm just saying the wealthy class in this country, in the United States of America, control the politicians. They pay for the politicians. They're the kingmakers. They get legislation made in their favor because they put those people in power with their money. Your interests are not served here because you have no power. This is why to be in America and to be a corporation, life is getting better and better for you. More deregulation, easier startup, easier to block other competitors, turn into a monopoly, yada, yada, yada. Record profits during COVID, during the Ukraine war. They're having record profits during all this inflation. That's crazy how that's happening. They have record profits while you're struggling, or you can hardly afford to feed yourself. And they want you to have a family. They want you to work towards having a wife and kids. How? You're forced to split a room with a roommate. You're living in a 2-bedroom apartment, splitting rent with the homie. Or worse, living at home with family because you can't afford a place on your own. You're a grown man, you gotta live with family because you can't afford to make it out on your own. This is the system that made it hard for you. You're voting into the same system. Your vote counts, bro. You're gonna vote for Team Red or Blue, and they're totally gonna change everything for you. These are the only things.
And let me chime on in too. In this next presidency, Kamala, which is pushing use women, and and that's what he said. That's all it comes down to. And so that kind of scooting the men on out the way. So men feel like there's men that feel like they've been left, their voice ain't being heard, and it's going to get like to the point that, and now you have women. I mean, they worked hard and went to education, but now it's like there's no need for men. So this society is going to take on like they do over in China. You're going to have a whole bunch of women. Yeah, they got the jobs and career, and you're going to be competing with men as some men are turning into women, and that's going to be the thing. And and this is what Legion of Man is talking about in this fella right here. But they don't want to hear. But I want to take you to this next video. And they don't want to listen to men. They don't want to listen to it because it's alpha male. But a
senior caregiver can
so
be a
this is
huge
gonna happen.
help with running errands
This is going
and
on right
preparing
now.
meals. But one thing
I'm tired of being a homeowner. I am tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of people telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. On January 2024, a content creator who goes by the name Chris Perry Real Estate, a realtor in DC, shared a video on TikTok that sparked a heated debate about home ownership amongst single men and single women.
So I read an article today that said the majority of home buyers these days are single women. First things first, women, kudos on that. Very, very proud of you guys. Men, we have to catch up. I have thoughts on why that is, but I would love to know your thoughts too. Personally, as a realtor licensed in Maryland and DC, majority of my clients are actually single women too, so I see that firsthand. What I've seen generally is women tend to be more on it. They tend to be, better established mentally, financially sometimes, to be in the mind state of building wealth through real estate. Men, I have some single men that are clients of mine, but for the most part, it seems to be the women that are on it. Is this what you see? Is this what you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's talk about it. I think it's the truth.
Single women revealed as the majority of homeowners began to become a popular topic online. The most popular article I found on the topic was this article written by the National Association of Realtors with the headline, Celebrating Single Women Home Buyers. One of the key takeaways from the article is that single women have been increasingly prominent in the housing market with a notable rise in home purchases compared to single men and married couples. And of course, as you'd expect, after this news came all the city girls are up post, with single female homeowners celebrating a win for single women.
City girls are up 1,000 points on this one. We did a big one, and he is 100% right. Single woman here. Hey, y'all, hey. I am a mortgage loan officer, and I have purchased not only one, but 2 homes in my lifetime, both times as a single woman. I have 1 child. I have never been married. And I did not have a co-applicant that was a boyfriend or anything like that on either one of my mortgage loan applications. What I am noticing, though, is that there are so many women that are applying for these home loans for their $350,000 house or their $400,000 house. They are so prepared for home ownership. I don't know if men feel intimidated. I don't know what it is. But not only are they getting to it, they're getting to the bag by having not just 1, but 2 full-time jobs. Now, another conversation for another day, or we can talk about it right now. Why are women having to work 2 full-time jobs? Like, where are the men in the equation? Like, why y'all not helping us buy houses? What's going on? I would love to know the answer to that. And then the other part of that is that I've always wondered, when I see women that are buying houses by themselves with 2 jobs, is that a turnoff to you? Like, if you met a woman and she had 2 full-time jobs and she purchased her own home, would you view that as, oh my God, she has a plan, she's building wealth, she has a financial strategy, this is something that I'm impressed by? Or is it, well, hey, shit, ain't nothing for me to do here, I'll be on my way? I just want to know. I'm just curious, so tell me what y'all think. But City girls up 1,000 points. One time, you go, girl.
So there you go, gentlemen. You heard the question. Answer the woman. Why are you allowing these women to purchase these houses by themselves? Why are you making it so that they have to get 2 jobs? And also, she wanted to know, is it a turnoff when you meet a woman and you're out here dating and you find out that she's a homeowner and has done it by herself? Comment down below. Both those content creators, who by the way both work in real estate, were calling men out and made similar statements along the lines of, men need to step up their game. Why are there less men purchasing homes? Well, some data might reveal it's simply because they don't see the benefit in being a single man with a mortgage. Here is Alex Hormozi, an entrepreneur and investor, explaining why single men typically earn less than married men.
Who makes more money? Is it married guys or single guys?
Single guys make less money than married men, and married men with kids make more money than just married guys. They have more deprivation for money when they have 4 kids than when they have no kids. And they have more deprivation around money when they have a wife versus no wife. When you have a wife and 4 kids, you gotta make more money. That drive is what drives them to make more. But it's a choice that they just choose to live to that new standard. When they have a baby on the way, the guy looks for more ways to make income. Until that baby comes, he's not looking. But the whole time when he was single, looks for more ways to make income. Until that baby comes, he's not looking. But the whole time when he was single, he could have. He just chooses not to.
He just chooses not to. Single men purchasing less homes may not be that complicated to understand once you realize it may not be so much about the inability for the single men to purchase a home, and maybe more about the fact that for men who are single, they only see value in purchasing a home if their goal is currently to build a family. And so the questions that people may need to be asking may be different. Could there be a connection between men losing interest in marriage and marrying modern women who, a lot of them have unrealistic dating standards, and also them knowing the grim divorce statistics? Could there be a connection between less men seeking marriage and less homes being purchased for families? And you might say, well, why are all these single women motivated to purchase homes? Maybe because a good portion of these women may be single mothers or divorcees who have primary custody of their children. Currently, the conversation around this particular topic has sort of shifted. There's definitely been a shift when it comes to the videos I've seen of single women talking about their experience as homeowners. I've noticed and seen more female single homeowners are selling their homes and exposing just how hard it is to be a single woman and a homeowner, and many of them are admitting they wish they had done this with a husband. They wish they had found a man to help them split bills, right? That conversation, instead of done this by themselves.
In about a month, I'm moving from the home that I own in Washington, D.C., and I'm moving back into an apartment. And I feel like in this economy, this home, like, purchasing economy, like, it probably is confusing for a lot of people on why somebody that is a homeowner would leave the home that they own to go rent an apartment, especially with rent prices being crazy. But honestly, it's the best decision for me and my daughter, and I'm gonna go through the reasons, but honestly, I feel like the list is endless.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, number one, I am a single woman, single mother, and I feel like living in a house, you have a little less security than you do when you live in a large apartment building that has like secured entry, a doorman, maybe even like security personnel on staff, cameras everywhere. And I feel very vulnerable in my home at times. And look, I have a security system, shout out ADT. Not sponsored, but go ahead and do it if you'd like. I have Ring cameras, but I just feel like it's not the same as having
a man. Let's just speak plainly here. A man.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Remember this video the next time a chick says, men claim that they provide protection, but when's the last time I felt unsafe? Here you go.
extra level of security that you have living in a large building. So for instance, I do go on dates and I date people, and I feel like you can Google someone and figure out their address pretty quickly, especially when you're a homeowner. There's just like databases where that information is publicly available. And so if someone got really weird after a date, like, what are you gonna do? Is somebody gonna be waiting for me outside my house? Well, I don't know. And I've had really weird situations where I felt uncomfortable.
Right.
And I drive up to my house and be like, okay, I hope that guy's not here. He's been really weird in text today. He's sounding weird. Hope he's not outside, because if he is, like, what am I going to do? So that's one. And these are kind of the things that you think about when you're a single woman that I feel like other people don't have to think about. But that is something I think about, and I think about it enough that I'm just over it. On, like, to that point, we're going to stay on that point for now, and maybe this will be like a few videos, but like, even when someone delivers something to your house, people are weird, and once they know who lives there, like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're just there, you're just on your own, and someone has your address. So I don't like the safety aspect of it, and maybe it's just where I live, but I'm not feeling that. The second thing is, like, my house was built in 1942. I mean, you can see I try to do a little something in here, just a little something. But at the end of the day, unless you like a home that's a little bit older, if you like that aesthetic, look, if you like that aesthetic, you'll be happy. I thought that I could buy this house at a lower price and slowly update it to my liking, and I haven't been able to. It's way more time intensive than I ever anticipated, and that means that I have to find like every fixture, find a person that's reliable to come do it. When a professional comes to do something, they always uncover like 67 other things that need to be done for this one item to be fixed. And it's very overwhelming managing that when I have so much other stuff going on. And I feel like I'm tired of being responsible for this stuff. I miss having a maintenance man. Like, having maintenance is so underrated. Like, for instance, the handle on my storm door broke off due to cold weather.
So you could just have one man, but now you need multiple, right? You need the maintenance man, you need the police man, you need the mailman. You could just have one man, but no. The
mail delivery person, like, went to open it, it was locked, it like snapped because it's like old and it was cold. And it has taken me months to find the specific door handle that fits on this screen door. So I have not had a door handle on my screen door for months. And if I lived in a building with maintenance, something like this would have been fixed in a week.
listen, shout out to all the homeowners, right? Shout out to all the boss babes. This video's not about shitting on anyone in particular. Just when that last video, the first one that I showed you guys, came out, there were so many chicks like, oh yeah, everything's great. But I just knew that the reality was a lot of these chicks were in over their heads and wish they had husbands. Chisha, how do you know? Here's your proof. In her comment section, here's one comment. One comment. Someone said, we just need to find husbands. She responded and says, ma'am, exclamation marks. I honestly think this would have solved many of the issues I have with my house.
Home ownership ain't shit. I just recently bought my first house by myself at 25. I just moved in the house and things have gone to shit. For starters, I nearly flooded my garage. The water heater is not heating. The whole front yard, my refrigerator ain't refrigerating, and I still haven't bought furniture. I'm sleeping on an air mattress right now. And I broke out in tears, not because I'm sad, but because out of frustration, because I knew these things were coming. I just didn't think they were gonna come this quickly, and I didn't think they were gonna topple each other like they did. Don't get me wrong, I do not regret being a homeowner and buying my house. It's just, it's rough out here, it's a lot, and I'm doing it by myself.
Doing it by myself, I knew it. I bet you another chick who didn't have to do it by herself, but thought she was strong and independent, boss chick, and wouldn't settle for anything less, and now she might be in over her head.
And I'm trying the best I can, I'm taking one day at a time, but some days it's just bad.
Listen, and I know some of you guys watching, like, you just jump to conclusions. I was so sure this chick right here could have had a decent man to help her. I went on her page, and it only took me 5 seconds to find this video with the caption, life post, failed engagement, accepting the loss, which she decided to lose. She ended her engagement.
Come on a road trip with me as we go back home after seeing my family for the weekend. I'm not going to say that seeing my family was a mistake, but seeing my family this soon after a failed engagement was not a good idea. I had to hear from people's opinions that were completely unwarranted and just overall made me feel extremely guilty about my decision to end my engagement.
Ooh. They write themselves, bro. If most of your family's telling you to not end your engagement, chances are they know he's not over there, abusing, they love to jump to that. And I bet she reached out to them when she needed help with everything going on, only a mattress. It didn't have to be that way.
I know my family means well, but I don't think they realize how much their words can hurt. And even though my heart is still very heavy, I decided I was going to make the best out of this road trip. I decided to make a few stops along the way. I've always wanted to check out...
All right.
My mortgage went up $1,000 and I am not okay. So let me tell you guys, for the longest time, people be screaming from the hilltop, home ownership is not it, like don't rush, and I would just be like, I don't understand it because I'm literally chilling, like cheaper than rent. I was bamboozled. So let me tell y'all what they do not tell y'all about real estate. So they do an analysis every year from, at least with the mortgage that I got, right? And so they did an analysis and basically my mortgage increased by $1,000. And I asked them why. And they were like, something about my house is a new build. And so I guess they charged me for the taxes when it was just the land for 2 years. Then after year 2, they add the taxes with the house actually on it. And they were like, yeah, your builder is supposed to tell you. They didn't. They didn't. And so I asked them, can I sell the house? And they were like, there's no equity in it. I see me smiling, but come next month, I'm literally going to be in tears because $1,000 extra a month, I legit want to move back home and live with my parents.
No, I'll have a tea actually.
You have a tea actually.
Order for Simone. Hello, my friends, and welcome, and, or should I say, drizzle. Yeah, oh man, I have been watching the whole drizzle debacle, and it's just been the most hilarious thing that I've
watched recently online, I'm telling you guys. And for those of you that don't know what it is men pushing back on the absurdity of female demands in today's modern society. And it's simply this: hey, it's 2024, and if the women want their soft girl era in 2023, hey, the guys, we want our soft guy era in 2024. Drizzle, drizzle. I feel so stupid saying it. Oh, I gotta remember I'm a grown ass man, but you know what? I love it. I love the whole movement because it really shows how stupid this whole sprinkle debacle has become. And you know what the craziest thing about the internet is that all it takes is one person to spark something. That's it. One person. The influence of one individual, then it get caught by a big channel, and all of a sudden, it becomes the thing. And it could change a whole society, it could change a whole narrative on any subject. Right? Hitler was one guy, one voice, back in the day. Donald Trump became one of the most well-known presidents in the world. Not because he started any wars, but because of this, his mouth. So we got to understand the power of that. And this is what I've been telling men. I've been encouraging men. Say, listen, you got to fight back. Otherwise, we're going to lose. And these two guys started it on TikTok, and it has now exploded. Where men are saying, you know what, women, you're damn stupid. We want our soft guy era. Drizzle, drizzle. Let's listen to the originators of this whole movement first. For those of us older dudes that don't follow this shit. Because my wife have no idea what this is. No one in my family knows what it is. When I said drizzle, soft guy era, they're looking at me like I'm special, as my daughters put it. Alright, so let's listen to the guys.
If you don't know what the soft guy era is, or you just simply hate the soft guy era, this video is for you. Shout out to my fellow Mark Pollard, for dropping a slideshow on Instagram explaining what this is. So if you didn't know, me and my brother Goody started the soft guy era a few weeks ago, and it's going viral. We have been wreaking havoc on the internet, and so have the rest of y'all. We love the support. Keep dropping y'all videos. Let's keep making them mad. So now we're going into detail on what this is. The idea. Men in their soft guy era want to find high-value women who can take care of them in ridiculous ways. Yes, we do. They want us to have money. I want my woman to have money as well. It's only right. Drizzle, drizzle. The soft guy era is a response to the soft girl era of 2023. It mocks videos in which women demand ridiculous things from men. It twists a mnemonic device from YouTuber Letitia Puday, aka the Sprinkle Lady. It's a supervision of alpha male content. And then here's the kicker, and this is what they don't like. The 4 points. Women say they want equality, but then some demand the most unequal situations from men. And this includes men paying all the bills, but the woman is making money as well, but she doesn't want to come out of pocket because she's a woman, right? Doesn't make sense. That doesn't sound equal to me. Now we're going to go down to insight. If men acted like this, they'd be laughed out the room. See, now when women are hearing these things, they're like, oh, this is ridiculous. No way. You want a mom. You want a parent. You want a man. No, we just want what you guys want from us in return. Now on to the advantage. Men believe they bring a lot to the table, so maybe they are now the table. See, a lot of men don't realize they are the table. If a man is paying all the bills, sir, you are the table. You're providing for a woman and your children. You are the table. But a lot of men don't realize who they are. So they really don't know they've been manipulated into living old-fashioned ways. That shit is over and it's dead. These women get money now. It's time to spend that money now and contribute and work as a team. Eve was made to be a helpmate to Adam. Let's not play. Now the strategy. Show how outrageous it is when men demand to be provided for in the same equality. We all know being a provider in 2024 is a scam, so we don't care, so we're not doing that anymore. We know that's old-fashioned. These women got money. These women are working, so they need to contribute. We want a helpmate.
Yeah. Yes. I love this movement. I love this idea, and that's why I'm making this particular video. Because I want all of my subscribers who are men to support this movement. Because this whole 666 bullshit that women have been pushing
I want a man that's 6 figures. I want a man that's 6 feet tall. I want a man with a 6-inch this. I want a 6-pack. They are unrealistic standards. And men have been demonized. Men have been told that they're broke, they're dusty, if they cannot provide these things for a woman. But what does a woman do in return? Oh, she just comes with a shitload of baby daddies, high body count, whatever. She's not spending her money. And if the man makes 85,000, if the man makes 99,000 and don't want to spend that money on her, he's dusty. He's broke. If he's not doing that, sprinkle, sprinkle. The bloody woman that made this whole thing become famous, making women think that, oh, they deserve that from a man. These unrealistic expectations. Men have just gotten fed up. So, drizzle. So, the women are going nuts now because men are putting their foot down.
I don't know any of you all, but now y'all want to start this soft guy era, this drizzle movement, right? Listen, any man that's comfortable with the woman coming out of her purse or her pocket spending money on you, understand this, you'll do the same with a man.
Oh, brother!
I don't want to live 9 to 5, paycheck to paycheck.
I wish I would have known this 20 years ago. This is a hidden gem that...
Oh, brother!
Now come on, Auntie. You know better than this. After all these videos you done seen on TikTok, this is what you came up with? Look, people like what they like, that's cool. But for me, I love women. From head to toe, always and forever. If a woman want to go in that purse and pay for me, I'ma let her do it. Now, will I let her struggle? No, I won't. Like I said before, I'm far from a stingy man, but why would I rob a woman of having the ability to invest in me? I don't care what nobody say. If he wanted to, he would. But if she wanted to, she would. I've always been about respect for women, showing love to women, because I came from a woman. But one thing I am not gonna let slide is y'all trying to make men feel bad for wanting reciprocation from women. Hell no. I don't need a woman to chase me. I don't need a woman to fake the funk. But baby, if you want me, come and show me. But I will reciprocate. As a man that grew up doing so much for women, only to get nothing back, baby, that discernment has told me if she ain't trying to show me what she working with, then she's not the one for me. I cannot speak for all men. As a man, I have no problem with providing and leading the way. But if my woman is not my helpmate, if she would rather me sit there and work my ass off and watch me struggle in the process, that is not my woman. That is not a woman that loves me. That is a woman that simply wants to be taken care of. But when you really love something or someone, you take care of it and it takes care of you. I ain't with none of that one-sided love. Y'all can get mad at the soft guy era, whatever you want to call it. But moving forward in my life, if you're not showing me that you love me, if you're not willing to invest in me, if you only expect me to do everything for you, that entitlement is going to get you left every single time. Because you may think you're the prize. And I don't even have a problem with that. But with or without you, I'm just as great. And the right women that get it, get it. And the men that receive reciprocation for the things that they do, get it as well. This ain't no gender war. The fellas just want a woman that's going to reciprocate. And those women are out there. And for the women that feel entitled, I wish you the best. I wish you the best.
Oh, that brother just brought it home. Oh, that was silky. I love a brother that's well-spoken, can deliver a message without the insults, without the I don't want to say the word, the ghetto speech, without the... Yeah. I love when a brother can just lay down knowledge, explain himself with pure wisdom. You gotta listen to that again, ladies. If you don't get it, listen to it, because you all are losing. Listen, ladies, dating is an international business. Do you understand that? International business where you cannot compete internationally. A man can get up and he can go to the Philippines, he can go to Thailand, he can go to Latin America, he can go to the Middle East, he can go all over the world and find a woman. You are stuck with the men that you have within your geography. And if you cannot negotiate with a man within your geography, you are going to be alone. This whole sprinkle movement have made you guys stupid. And this is the only way that men can actually bring awareness to your stupidity. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. Of course, it's not all of you that are doing this, but the percentage of you that are doing it have literally poisoned the dating market. Listen, if I have a bucket of water, right, and I put 2 drops of poison in there, the poison don't have to equal the amount of water that's in the bucket to destroy the water. You get my point? I hope that's the best analogy I can give you. The poison itself makes the rest of the water useless. That's what's happening. A lot of women don't realize that until it's too late. Their 30s and their 40s, and they realize, holy shit, I can't have a kid. My job, I hate it. I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm sick of doing this alone, I'm tired, I'm constantly scared, and I'm constantly irritated. For what? Because I don't have a man.
I just got off the phone with someone I was seeing, and she asked me how my day was going, and I explained I was at the airport. And then she said, I'm glad you got there safe. And I said, yeah, I had to take an Uber. I had to block her. I mean, she was great and everything. She was emotionally intelligent, always paid for dinner, pretty much catered to my every need. But if you hear I'm taking an Uber to the airport and your first move is not to open up Venmo and send me money, are you even a real woman? And then you find out I'm on a commercial flight and you don't immediately charter me a private jet? I know my word, drizzle. I'm in my soft guy era. I want to be pampered. And if you're broke, just say that. And I'm sure later she'll come around looking for some sugar, but this sugar don't mix with that drizzle.
Oh, that is funny. Oh, man. So these are the videos that are making the rounds, just showing women how absurd their demands are. Oh, man. And of course, a lot of podcasts are catching on and catching up with this. Let me read some of the comments. Suck Daily said, this trend is hilarious. Yes. Of course, the women are pissed. She goes, there's a woman out there for you, and her name is Kris Jenner. Ha ha ha. Laughing. Crying. Of course, women are salty about the men coming up with these videos. And what's the first thing they're going to try to do? They're going to try to shame the guy now to tell him that, oh, he's gay. Yep. Ah, man, it's going to get ugly. See, another woman going to start to shame him. Sandy says, you don't need a woman, sir. You need a man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, gosh, man. One of the OGs came back. Greg says, I'm old. Had to look up what drizzle meant. Stephen said, don't forget, fellas, you're single till she puts a ring on it. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. This guy says, a household needs 2 incomes. That's why my girl works 2 jobs. Drizzle. Oh, man, this is hilarious. Man. This woman here, Adida J, says, hey, Drizzle, come let mama pamper you. Yeah, that's how desperate a lot of women are getting at this point. Because passport bros, men going their own way, and men just saying, nah, not doing it. A lot of women are getting desperate. Yeah, she's saying, yeah, Drizzle, come let mama pamper you. Oh, this guy says, if she can't understand my feelings and needs, she doesn't deserve to be in my life. Drizzle.
When I told Trump about this, he urged me to get this.
But yeah, I want to make a video. I think I'm going to probably cut this video short. But yeah, well, let me chime in on what my theory is, my analogy. With this thing, with this relationship, is going in the direction, and women, it's on them. Basically, it's on, but they, I think a lot of it influence. When you think about the same songs, they had an anthem. It's like Beyonce, like all the single women, raise your hands up in the air, and then they was pushing songs like that, and so these women start listening to songs and, you know, certain, you know, telling them they don't need it, and I think it got bigger, and the head got bigger and bigger and bigger, and so you can't tell them nothing. Then the Me Too movement came into play, and now men, they just made a couple videos where a man was just, hey man, and the first thing you hear the woman say, I already have a husband, I already have a boyfriend, ma'am. I'm just warning you that your lights is on your car, or something dragging off your feet. But it's that, and he was just letting her know about something. He's like, I don't want your number, I'm just letting you know something. I got a husband, I got a boyfriend, and it's just like that. And you simply could be just informing a woman about something. So there are men. They're right. Like the first video, and this is the way they go in this direction. And when your men leave, what do you have? It is so bad that even women who are lesbians are having problems with other women who are lesbians. That are lesbians. Well, see, the man's not in the picture though, but it's bad. So really, it's a woman problem, because if women are saying that they being groped by other women in the bar, in the lesbian bar, you know that's something. That it was yeah. So hey, okay, you said the man's not in the picture now. You know what you got to say about that? And one there's one video says that it was this one video.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket and you.
I don't know if I can get it
TV to watch up to
that
4 games live at once with MultiView.
It's always so.
This is what this woman said. And shout out to his channel, man. But it was
yellow discharge. The same, by the way, could be said for black men, how we're portrayed in the media, because it's not much better. It's sad to see all the black women who are being like propped up, like what? It's always like the worst, most loosey-goosey.
Is it just me, or is like all the lesbian couples like turning out to really be treacherous behind closed doors? I remember sitting with my wife and being like, we should be a couple, like make a couple page or social media couple or whatever, right? Because I feel like there's not enough positive representation. Like, I remember we loved a lesbian couple, turned out it was like bisexual, like not really lesbian, which is a story on its own, but it's disheartening. It affected me as a lesbian, whatever. And then you had other lesbian couples who somebody ended up going straight, somebody ended up cheating with a man, like just constantly, right? And then now you got lesbian couples like that one couple who is just disgusting with the tattoos all over the face and children. They just sold their souls for gimmicks and views. And then the other couple who used to dance and stuff on here, and then turns out they are just like in a domestic violence relationship. Like, dang, what's going on?
It's almost like modern women aren't built for relationships. Whoa.
I don't know where all the positive like representation is for queer like people. Like, I don't know. And I wonder what like. And I'm not saying like you should be idolizing these couples or anything, but it is nice to have representation. Like, people love, people love watching love, people love getting inspired by healthy relationships and everything. My entire platform is maintaining a healthy relationship, having standards, healthy boundaries, being able to stay yourself in your relationship, being able to support your partner, how to have positive conflict management, things like that. That's what my platform is about, because I feel like we don't have enough of it.
Well, look, just like people love all that stuff, people love the opposite. People love toxicity. People love chaos. People love drama. People love to know what's gonna happen next, and especially women love that shit. A lot of women, they love living it, but then they get to a point where they're like, this isn't good for me, so they watch it. A lot of the women, like E. Kane. I don't know if you guys know of E. Kane. Terrible TikToker. Very, very big. Her whole channel's about DV with her boyfriend. They're hitting on each other, drinking, alcohol, all kind of, it's just the worst stuff, right? And a lot of women live vicariously through these women.
This should be shocking, but it sadly isn't. Another day, another man killing women and children. What is going on in this country? What is happening? Like, what actually is happening to men? And this isn't here to shit on all men by any means. It is here to just ask the questions. Why are we witnessing this, and what can we actually do to stop it? I know so many women who've been speaking about violence against women, male violence. Who've been speaking about male violence for so long on every different scale, from things like catcalling, things that we consider quite casual assaults, although no assault is ever casual, ever, and it shouldn't be, to things like actual murder. It seems like every single day there is a new headline about something brutally happening, unfairly and unjustly, to women, and in this case kids as well. And it seems to be getting worse. Like, I actually don't really know what to say or do about it. And I know I usually just do like funny, silly little TikToks on here, because I do like to keep this space more lighthearted and more silly. But at what point, like, I honestly just don't know what can be done about this. It says here about this case, early inquiries show the fire was started deliberately, and we have arrested one man on suspicion of murder. We do at this time believe the incident is domestic related. Male violence against women and children is now considered a national emergency in the UK, and I honestly think it is fucking bizarre that in 2024 this really...
Look, firstly, I want to send out my condolences to all the women out there who have fallen victim or just been a victim of violence by the hands of men. But I'm starting to view feminism in the same way as I view a cult, where people are indoctrinated to the extent that they no longer have critical thinking skills. They don't challenge anything. They just follow whatever their leaders or whatever their doctrine is. They follow it blindly. In the UK, which is one of the most liberal countries in the world, people in the UK get arrested for typing offensive things on Facebook. Not violent, but offensive, okay? That's the country we live in. This same country has turned around and said, male violence is a top priority, it's an epidemic, it's a femicide, blah, 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 blah. So you know it's bullshit. If it's coming from England, you know it's bullshit. In the UK, the latest data I could find was 2021. 147 women were unalived by men. The population of women is 34 million. Like I said, all the women who have fallen victim by the hands of men, my condolences. But get real. I understand that as feminists, one of your main jobs is to demonize men. Okay, men are bad, men are evil. But you can't do a Google search? Is that how far gone you guys are? You can't do a Google search? Damn.
And it's the same way in America, just like it's over in England. The feminist spirit is over here too, pumping that same jargon about that, and it's the same thing. And now, see, so it comes back to the woman, and it was another video he made about, it was this one woman that was in England that was complaining about other women coming up and groping her in a lesbian bar. So now, and she said, I don't want you to come up and hug and touch me. You have to have permission to hug and touch me. You know, and she went on a rant about that. I was cracking up. So it ain't just men, guys. You know, these women, they just they don't even want other women touching them, even if they in the LGBTQ alphabet, as they say. But anyway, I want to state by this. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for men, and the women need to pay attention. You know, and stop disregarding us. Stop and need to listen. Because instead of yapping, yelling, you need to listen to the men. And that's where some women try to get other women to see this, but their ego and their attitude won't let it happen. So when they'll figure out, and I mentioned this years ago, there are more men that are going to leave this country, especially if they're able to get out. They're going to leave because they're staying, and they'll find some woman on the planet that will be going to a court will work with them. So it doesn't matter. And then you have someone say, "Well, she ain't gonna be good looking as me, or she ain't as pretty as me." You don't get it. Yeah, the looks is one thing, but I gotta live with what men want to live with, the personality. That's the major thing. Looks is one thing, but the longevity is the personality. The longevity is the heart. The longevity is, do you have what women in the past in my family have for their husbands? Or do you have that? Do you have the tenacity? And like most men, if you don't see it, if they don't see it, they're gonna pick up and dip. And you tell the men, and I tell you about my friend John all the time. His wife's still trying to, disrespect him and trying to overrule him and not, be on board with him as he trying to bring him to a better life. She didn't want to let the house go and stuff like that, and she just kind of disregard what he's saying. And I mean, he getting frustrated. I said, man, I told him recently, I said, I know he's probably ready to divorce her. You get fed up with. You've been fighting with her for 30 years. He's been trying to be so combative. It's something, man. And I'm like, man, and I said, you're a better man than me, because even though I'm not aggressive, assertive, but even I, with my personality, couldn't take that from a woman. No, because hey, I got a choice to pick up and get up and leave before I get that point. Because you trying to get the dominate and control and not help me, you got that. I'm gonna get that Jezebel spirit. You going about your business, and that's what the men are saying. So, and that's why I was suggesting women seek the Lord if you got that problem, because you're gonna be just like the women in China. Like I said in the previous video, you're gonna be like the women in China. You're gonna see a lot of lonely women. There's gonna be some pretty women too, but they're gonna be lonely. You're gonna say, wow, all these nice looking women from different age brackets. Ask yourself, because they wasn't on board with being a wife, a potential mate. So that reflects on them. So them other women gonna start who on board gonna look at you, and men can't say nothing because it's your personality that display on them TikTok videos and them other videos. It's your personality that they see other women seeing. So they like, hey, if that's the kind of woman you got, we'll take you on over here. And some of the women, whether they're black or white or any other in America, in England, and other places, they don't get that. But they're going to get us here soon. So let it be a lesson. Alright then, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Till next time, take care. And you can share this, and it's all true coming out. Take care. Be blessed.